footage is going to be taken by a UA, an unmanned aircraft, and it's going to then be used to market a property, it becomes commercial. So when we look at that commercial use, it needs to be less than 55 pounds. So if we're over that 55-pound system, we have to go through an entirely different process of making sure that the drone can legally operate. So the first step is registering your drone. So I've bought my UA from whatever system I'm buying it from. At this point, I need to register it with the FAA and say, I own this device and I'm going to be using it for a commercial purpose. And when we register it with the FAA, we need to go through and get our remote pilot certification. Now, if you're not the one that's flying the UA, if you're hiring someone to do this, you want to ask these questions. Is your UA registered with the FAA? What is its registration number? And then you want to ask, do you have your remote pilot certificate? And so when we talk about this remote pilot certification, whenever the pilot is flying that UA, they have to have it in their physical possession. So we need to have someone who is prepared to show, I am properly licensed to operate this registered device. And then the big thing that comes into play here is where we're flying it. And we don't fly over people. So I want you to think about when you're taking those videos or having those videos taken of your property, are you notifying neighbors that that video is going to be taken so that they can then choose not to be included in that video? Because if we have someone who is going to be coming out of their home and they're captured in that video, when we look at what the FAA has said about that, you need to bring the UA down. So it works better to just, instead of asking for forgiveness, you really do need to ask for permission in advance. And we want to make sure that we're getting notification to everyone. Now, the interesting thing to me is it makes it very clear that you can't fly your UA inside a building. And so when the FAA announced their new rules, I went to the conference where the FAA did that. And so the FAA attorney gets on the stage and flies their UA in the room to tell everybody that you can't fly your UA in the room. Does anybody else see the irony in that, or is it just me?